following segment is sponsored by Uplift Families. Our first guest today is Debra Washburn, a speaker at the Uplift Families Parenting Conference this year. Thanks so much for being here, Debra.
Absolutely.
Now, you've had many titles over the years, but one of them being a marriage and family therapist, and we wanted to talk to you today about teaching our kids the value of work.
Putting them to work.
Yes. Why do you think this is such an important skill?
Well, you know, we can make it so simple. Everyone needs to learn how to work. You're going to have to learn how to work at some point, and if you learn to do chores around the family, then you're going to make the family run smoother. And that all sounds good and it's all true, but it's not the main reason. The main reason is we want our kids to have great self-esteem. We want them to love themselves and feel the pride of accomplishment. Brene Brown has written some terrific materials on vulnerability, and one of the things she says is kids are wired for struggle. So what that actually means is when you first learn to make your bed, or make your own sandwich, or run a load of laundry, you don't do it very well.
No, I still struggle with a lot of those things.
So you have to keep going, you have to keep working, you have to keep trying, and eventually you master it. Now, your parents are on the side, and this is what they're supposed to be saying. Good job, way to try, good effort. And as you accomplish that, then you feel a sense of personal value.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And that's where self-worth comes from.
Okay, but this also is part of a suicide prevention strategy for kids. That's amazing.
It absolutely is. Right now in Utah, the #1 cause of death in children 10 to 17 is suicide.
Oh, it's just a devastating statistic.
It is. And when you ask kids who either want to commit suicide or who have not completed it why they feel that way, they say, I don't know how to do anything and I'm a burden to other people. So when kids learn to work, they develop skills, and skills turn into accomplishments, and accomplishments equal self-esteem. Then the next step is, when you know how to do things, you become a problem solver, and that's the highest level of self-esteem.
So you may think that you're being a tough mom or tough on your kids, making them do these chores, but you're actually truly helping them and perhaps even saving their life.
Oh, without question. That they develop this self-esteem, this sense of well-being, they feel good about themselves, and it gives them power in the world.
How do we teach our kids to do chores and actually appreciate work?
Finish the chores,
that might be the problem.
Because that's the hard part for parents, is you think, you assign a child, go clean your room, go pick up your toys. Well, first of all, they don't know how to do it. So we have to coach them, and we have to praise them for their efforts, and we have to move them down through the process. The problem is, the less we expect of our kids, the less we think they can do.
The bar's set low.
Oh, and then we just perpetuate that cycle.
My husband and I were at Thanksgiving Point this last week at a maker fair, and the education team had kids soldering little badges with light circuits on them. And I sat down, because it was my first time soldering, and I'm next to these two little kids, an 8-year-old girl and a 9-year-old boy. And they learned to solder that circuit faster than I did, and they walked away with these little badges that lit up.
I don't even know how to do that.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. That's how I lose a finger.
Yeah.
It was amazing to watch, but these little kids could do it because the education team knew they could. Well, see, we don't need kids to work the way we once did. If you were a farm family in the 19th century, you might need your 8-year-old daughter to cook an entire meal for the family over an open fire while the rest of the family's out harvesting. And we don't need that now, so we don't demand it. And when we don't demand it, kids don't learn the skills.
So speaking of learning skills, we can learn more parenting skills like this at the Uplift Family Parenting Conference that's coming up, and you're going to be there, right?
Yes.
Okay, September 29th, where can we get tickets?
You can get online and buy tickets. It's going to be a wonderful conference because it's all about teaching your children to be resilient. And more than ever, we need our children to know how to be strong and how to problem solve. And this is a great way to help them learn that. The conference will be terrific.
Oh, I can't wait. UpliftFamilies.org is where you can get tickets. Debra, thanks so much for coming out.
My pleasure.